Did I unknowingly put myself in a creative rut? Comparison is the thief of joy. I've been, prior to the period that I'm in now, where I have been really focused on listening to my own things to receive the results that I want, because I find that it works so much better that way. I was watching other people, not for inspiration, but because I genuinely believed that their things were better than mine in some way. I felt like I had to watch them or connect with them. And this is me talking about, like people online, or videos online. But I felt like I had to watch them because I felt like in some way that they were more knowledgeable about themselves and about, I didn't even mean to say about themselves. I meant to say about like what they were talking about. So maybe that was also like a freaking clue. Maybe I didn't feel like I didn't know myself, like I wasn't connected to myself as much as they were. And that's exactly what it was. I was telling myself subconsciously that I didn't believe in myself, that I didn't think that my work was good enough, that I didn't think that I was good enough. And see, last night I spoke into my pillow. I spoke words of affirmation into my pillow, and what ended up coming out, because it always ends up coming out as like a channeled prayer. But what came out last night was that I am more than good enough. I didn't even mean to say that at that time, but it came out. And I was like, because that's what Spirit wants me to hear. I am more than good enough. And because I was so focused on other people's works being better than mine, or somehow more knowledgeable, or somehow more powerful than what I had to say or what I could create, that was me putting that into my reality. So did I literally cause this? I went through a period where I wasn't posting on social media, and it was because I literally went through a period of I don't feel inspired to do anything. I don't feel the creative push to keep going right now. And I said that I would keep going, but maybe I just need a break. No, I literally put myself, and I keep seeing the 44s. I saw 244, now I saw 344. But I literally put myself in a period of not being able to create because I didn't think that I was creative enough. I didn't think that I was powerful enough. I didn't think that my words had any effect. But the funny thing is, the second that I actually, and that's why I'm bringing this right back around to me in the period that I am now, but the second that I started paying attention to my words, the second that I started listening to what I had to say, things started coming into fruition for me. The magic started to unfold. The magic started to happen. Whereas before, I was so focused on somebody else's words, somebody else's creation, knowing that I am the alchemist myself. And yet I was focused that their magic was just, they had more of it than me. They had more of an abundance of magic than me. That somehow they would always think better. They would always create better. They would always come out with something so unique and raw that I could never somehow come up with. And that is why comparison is a thief of joy. Because what the hell? Isn't that what uniqueness is all about, and individuality? Isn't the whole point that we each have our own power, but that our power is each going to be the most powerful? And so it's like my body is a literal physical representation of my magic and my power. And it's like I was doubting it by sitting there and comparing, and even if it was subconsciously, and not allowing myself to motivate myself with my own content or posts or subliminal or reading or whatever. The one person that is always going to inspire me to do the most, or to do better, or to grow, or to be the best version of myself, or to be the most powerful or the most magical is me. I will always have all of that divinity within me. But if I'm going through periods of stagnancy, or periods where I'm feeling like I'm lacking the creativity that I need, or even the connection to my body that I need, it's probably because I created a convicted belief within myself that literally limited my physical movement. And that's why thoughts are so important. And it's not the thoughts that are just flowing through your head all the time. It's really the thoughts that loop back around. That's what the samskaras are. It is those convicted beliefs within yourself that you wholly believe is true. Examples of that are that we all age in a way that makes our bodies shut down or get harder to move, or that we have to do all of these things to make our bodies just be so optimal that we can't, make money or create money without working. Different things like that. Those are samskaras. Those are convicted beliefs that we have ingrained into ourselves, making that our physical reality. And so by doubting myself, even subconsciously, even on a minuscule level, I am literally rewiring my reality to show something, or to even show something within my body that I would say I don't want on a conscious level, right? Like I'm not saying like, damn, like I really just wish to just like stop creating for a while and like absolutely just feel not like myself, right? I'm not actually saying that. But even the smallest beliefs against yourself can create such an impactful move on your life. And I'm just at shock right now. I can't believe I created a reality for myself in which I physically can't create, in which I physically feel like, or even mentally or emotionally feel like I can't create something worthy. Literally, it's like I'm telling myself none of my work is good enough. And this whole time, my words, my work, my creativity is literally what's going to get me where I want to be. And I've been talking about this, how we literally have all the tools within us. Everything is within us. I am the literal architect of my reality. And I have to create a foundation that doesn't have cracks or rocky material, like unsteady material is what I meant to say, because I was like, rocky material is not that bad. But no, sometimes it's a lot to process. And this is literally me processing this in real time. It's not something, sometimes I have like these thoughts and I'm able to just say them out. And I'm speaking to myself out loud. And then sometimes, like this time, I'm literally like, no, this is something that I want to record as it's coming out. This is, yeah. Wow, I really have to be more conscious of the way that I speak to myself. And it's so funny because it's like majority of the time I'm really working on like my reparenting. Like I speak to myself so sweet. Just literally just today, like I got a ride home and I was just like, oh, I gotta have this person drop me off at like the store or something. I just got a feeling and I was just like, let me listen to my gut feeling. But like I came out the store and I'm walking across the street and I'm literally like looking up into the trees and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I feel like going underneath these trees. I like walked in on a little secret with the birds because I could hear them just like speaking and tweeting, and it was just so cute. And then literally right at that moment, I just like twisted my ankle and like fell to the ground on my hands and knees. And I don't know if I've ever really been that embarrassed about falling in front of people. I usually just laugh it off. Not unless like they like really going in on me and like laughing damn too. But like that hasn't happened in a long time. People are really just concerned when I when I fall. But my point is I fell and I didn't worry about, I even said that out loud. I was just like, don't worry about what anybody thinks. Don't worry about, how anybody's looking. Are you okay? How do you feel? I hurried to get myself across the street and then I stopped and I genuinely like sat there and like rubbed my ankle, made sure that I was okay, made sure that I didn't feel any pain, making sure that I was okay enough to continue walking. And I just like took that moment with myself to be extra careful, to be extra sweet to myself. And so I have moments like that and I'm thinking like, damn, like I'm being really good with speaking to myself in such a kind way. But it's really those thoughts that they're like under the surface. You don't really notice that they're like there, that you're like doing it. That's why they're called subconscious. But like you don't really notice that you're doing it or you're saying it until it's just like repeating thought and maybe somebody else brings it up, or maybe you reach this like epiphany and you're like, oh, hold on, like I have been doing this and this has caused this within my reality. We literally write the course of our reality with our words, with our thoughts. So to sit there and create such a beautiful, that was such a beautiful bird. But to create such a mental routine within yourself where you're actually conscious about the things that you're saying to yourself. Yeah. That's really fucking beautiful. I can't. Yeah. That's why I've actually like been like pushing out like my subliminals lately, because that's something that it's like literally it's my creative mode right now. Like, I feel so creative with it, and I never am one to half-ass anything, so I put my heart and my soul into them. And like, literally everything is calculated. Nothing is just put together in a half-assed way, or even simply put together. Everything has been calculated and thought about to be nearly perfect. But of course, that's just my own like perfectionism talking. But that's like my creative passion right now, right? Because words are so important. So the fact that this has been like the message for today, and that's been something that I have just been creating lately, it almost feels like it really makes sense why I started to create subliminals again, because I've been doing it for like a very long time, for like honestly more than 5 years, just on various like channels. I'm like a serial like account person. I'm always like creating different accounts, and I'm always just like rebranding, and I think that's part of like my evolution. But wow, okay, I didn't mean to go there. This has been so amazing. Okay, I was just so shocked. Can't believe I just created my reality. That does not deter me though. Whenever I find pockets like these, or whenever I find just things, golden nuggets like these, I'm just like, wow, that's actually really inspiring, because look how I've been changing my life so far. What else can I do? What else can I create? What else can I make happen within my reality, simply by focusing on my thoughts, focusing or tapping into my own power, my own magic? Like, what else can I do? How else can I create my reality? It really motivates me to create the best reality that I possibly can for myself, because I'm like, I can take it higher. I can clearly take it higher. And like, look, I know we started this video talking about, looking at those inspirations, but seriously, there are so many people out there who have just taken it higher. And if that's not a way to be greatly inspired, then why not? And if I just visualize myself taking it higher, then there we go. There's my inspiration. I'm so proud of myself for coming this far, and I know I can take it farther, and I'm so excited about that, and I'm so intrigued on just what's next. I'm like, I know I got some good shit up my sleeve. What the hell is next, girl? Well, guess what? I create it. How powerful are we?